Shalom Aleichem. Greetings all. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed in all that you do. And in this episode, peace, love, and harmony. Right back at you again for another episode. Pretty much like all the rest. What I'm gonna talk about, the Most High, Ehyeh, Ehyeh. If you haven't looked it up yet, look it up. There go the name, the original name. In this world, it is said, prove everything. So there go proof. Exodus chapter 3, verse 14 and 15. The one name that he gave us throughout all generations. From then till now, the ones under me, all generations. Do we teach? No. But what is taught is what them before us was taught. I was taught myself also. But growing up, if you seek, you will find. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 28. After we go through all the falsehood religions, we will find our Maker. After we go through all the lies, even wood and stone, we will find our Maker. If you don't study, if you don't seek, you're not going to find. And that's why a lot of you don't understand where I come from when I say the one name, Ehyeh, kingdom of Ehyeh. It's always Ehyeh. I stick to one name. We only worship one. There shall only be one over you. Understand this here. We are in a world that we are scattered throughout the world. We are scattered. And if you don't understand that all these here different nations of people, they have their own idols that they worship. We are different. We are in a covenant with the creator of all creation. They have different names they throw out there at you because they are legion, for they are many. As long as you don't get to know your Maker, what do they care? Revelation chapter 13, verse 3. And when the beast come, the whole world will follow after the beast. So back then, there were different names. You can go back to the 6th century, BC. Nowadays, they might say BCE. You know, I used to wonder, growing up, it was AD and BC. And they added E on it. So, that E is for error, if you did not know. Because for a minute, I did not know, but I learned. And that's what life is all about, learning. So if you're not trying to learn, then you would not know. But the point here, straight to the point which I like to be right here, what I'm speaking is, that is the one name. Exodus chapter 23, verse 13. We are not to say the names of them others, as in giving praise to, or glory to, or whatnot, because we only praise and give glory to one. And he is the one who came, spoke himself into existence, grew up with us, taught us, redeemed us, and went back and sat down on his throne. The world will present to you, he sent his son. And many times, if you read them scriptures, and I have said it many times, there are two doctrines in the Bible. I even posted a document online. You can find it on my page. Any of them, basically. All you got to do is stroll. If you're looking for it, you'll see it. If you ask me, I'll send you the link. and you can download it. It's all free. I don't charge for nothing. There's two doctrines in there, because when he came into the world with an I, his name was spelling that goes back to Hebrew origin, Emmanuel. In the New Testament, as what they call it, in Matthew chapter 1, verse 23, they repeat that prophecy, but they changed the I into an E. And when you look it up, they Romanized the name. So therefore, then gave you a New Testament that has been Romanized. And that is of a different doctrine, because it would teach you to worship creation. But if you read it, even that creation would tell you worship the Father and him alone. There's a lot of deceit and trickery in it, the way it is wrote. But go back to the Tanakh, which they call the Old Testament. In those there instructions, if you don't want to stumble, you will stick to the rules, because like it or not, you can say you're free, but there are rules in everything. In everything that we do, there are rules. You go to a job. Your job is this. These are the rules and instructions to doing that job. There are rules and instructions to everything. If you buy a product from the store, you get a manual, how to put it together. Many times people will say, well, I don't need the manual. I just know how to put this together, because they just know how to put it together. They might end up with a piece missing out, or what does this go to or whatnot. But if you was looking at the manual and reading the instructions, you would know where that piece go. Sometimes it happens. Believe me, I have done it. Now, as we here at this here moment present in time, and you're listening to this here podcast, speaking to you, you either going to do or you're not going to do. That is your choice. But I'm not one that want to wait and find out if it's true or not. I'm not one that want to get to the gate and get rejected. Because if there's something in you, like, oh, nah, this ain't right, or that's not right, or this here and that, understand there are rules to everything. There is a purpose of our existence. Each person on this earth have a purpose. They're either going to gather in or they're going to scatter. What side you want? That's your choice also. I hope, and I ask all to get it together. Do what's right. Follow the instructions. Get in the gate. That's what I want to see. But to the ones that choose not to, hey, well, that's your choice also. We on two different paths going into two different directions. I'm not going to hate you. I'm just going to look. And a lot of people have their own answer. They have their own answers, because they know, well, if you're praying for a person and they don't believe, will that prayer even work? Well, here goes something, a notion for that there. It is your own faith that heals you. In the New Testament, what was it said? Your own faith has healed you. Read the book. Read it. I used to say it's a mystery in that book. Yeah, it's a mystery. It is. It's a lot of confusion on how the book was wrote. But once you understand what doctrine you choose, then it'll become clear to you. This here is not for you. This here is for you. Because there are different instructions for different groups of people. Now, for us Negroes who've been scattered throughout the world, we have instructions that they don't have. Read it. It's all there in the book. I have opened up many invitations. We can open up the books and study together. Now, how many people do that? How many people have you heard on this podcast with me when it comes to the book? When it comes to talking about the Most High, how many have you heard? Most people go a different direction. Other people will continue on with a falsehood religion. That's their choice. Am I mad at them? No, I just look. That's it. That's all I can do is just look. I hear you, but you really ain't making no sense. Because when it comes down to respect, and a lot of people don't know what respect is. You can show a person respect, give a person respect. They won't even recognize what respect is. That's just in them not to know. Reason why? They're not trying to know. Are they trying to get to know the Most High? No. They're going to believe what everybody else believes, and that's what they're going to do. So when it comes to different names, and a lot of times I used to think, well, that's not really a name. But when you go back to the original language where they changed the name to this or that, or what's the word they would use? Transliterated. Not translation, but transliterated. You look that word up. Basically, that word means change. They changed it because Ehyeh is Ehyeh. Later, 6th century BC, at the end of the captivity of the Babylonian, when we got out of captivity there, the name went from Ehyeh to Yahweh, 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 however you want to pronounce it. Yahweh. That's the spelling on it. The pronunciation, pronounce it how you know. So for clear understanding, we understand that. After that, the name changed again to Jehovah. So if you look at it, the Most High didn't change his name. He gave us the one name to go through all the way. Those names were changed to them different names. Now, is that the Most High? No, because just like you may say, well, I didn't change my name. So you're walking down the street. Your name could be Bobby. Somebody's calling Tony. You gonna turn around and look? Because if you turn around and look, you must don't know your own name. But if you know your name, you ain't gonna turn around and pay that no attention. So give respect to the Most High. If you're around me and you know who I call on, and I'm telling you the names that you call on is the devil, and I have proof right here and I post it on my page, all you got to do is look it up. And what I post, look it up, search it, and you might find more information on it than I have already. If it's going to lead you to a Greek mythology or Greek origin, understand that thought is different from a Hebrew thought. The meaning is different. So know who you are. How can you get to know yourself if you're too busy trying to live and fit in a Greek origin when you're a Negro? Learn your own origin. We in a covenant. They not. So it is for us to know. And it is for us to shine in front of their face. Yeah, we here. It's a punishment because them before us disobeyed. Now we here. Break the curse. But to know how to break the curse, you must know what the curse is. In everyday life, you may think this here is good to do, but actually it's a curse to you. And it's a curse to the rest of them also if they claiming the Most High or they want to get in the gates of safety. They have to also do what the Most High asks them to do. He asked us all. He gave us the rules and instructions, shared with the people. They gave you a story to have you worship the sun. When the truth is, you are supposed to be the child that is doing that work. So yeah, when I talk, I speak, and it's always concerning the Most High. He's in every conversation that I give and have. If it's right, it's right. It's wrong, it's wrong. There's only two sides. You're going to be right or you're going to be wrong. There ain't no lukewarm. There ain't no in between. There ain't no neutral. We in a day and age right now, you see the separation. The separation comes in many forms. We was taught many things growing up But as you get older, do you actually agree with all that you've been taught? I've been taught, hey, we celebrate all these here holidays. But if you read the book, even if you go to church, you read the book, you're not supposed to do none of that. You're not. Everybody loves gifts. So they believe that lie, somebody coming down a chimney and bringing presents, when we know it's somebody in the house doing that. But he asked us not to cut down no tree and put no tree in your house. That is an altar of the devil. Don't do that. Jeremiah chapter 10. By the time you get to the 5th and 6th verse, the point is already made right there. It started off straight to the point. If you a seeker and a doer, you would read it and you would know it. The funny thing about the Christian belief is this. They have so many different branches, so many different organizations, whichever word you understand. So I can make this clear to you. If you're Baptist, you're Baptist. If you're full gospel, you're full gospel. If you're Pentecost, you're Pentecost. If you're Jehovah Witness, you're Jehovah Witness. Come to the Kingdom Hall. Out of all of them, I can say this. The Kingdom Hall people, they don't celebrate holidays. They don't. So they teaching there still stand. But what else is they doing and what else is they not doing? The thing is, it comes down to doctrine. They believe he sent someone when the true testimony is he came himself. Where is your faith at? Do you understand the word faith? Because the world presents to the people another doctrine. To get back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 3, the whole world will follow after the beast. Well, you look at your money, they tell you who to trust. You look that word up, that name goes right back to Greek theos. Translated in English, your G-O-D. So when people say praise G-O-D, they're not giving praise to the Most High. They're giving it to the enemy. And yeah, like I said once before, do you think they will hand you a book and it's 100% truth? No, they will lead you away from the Creator to get you to worship creation. In the beginning, G-O-D did not create heaven and earth. Ehyeh created heaven and earth. Look the names up. Do your research and compare. Now the world will glorify the world. The world will accept the world. So when people come and they're speaking in those names right there, people can get happy. They can relate because that's what they're used to. That's what they hear. But for all the other ones that you don't hear about, see about, but once you start studying and once you start seeing, you will find out, oh, there is a gang of people out there that know this doctrine. You're not being heard by them because they either being covered up or the main reason is because you're not looking. You're just used to what you're used to and breaking a curse you ain't even trying to do. Now, let's get to another point. On my page, I have a post. It's pinned to the top. And it gives all the information on the different names. You got amen. When people end their prayer, they'll say that. That goes back to the Egyptian. When you're saying Lord, that goes to Baal. And when you say G-O-D, God, that goes to the Greek, theos. When you say Ehyeh, that goes to our maker. That goes to the top. That goes to the throne. Know who you talking to. Because if you don't, then you in ignorance. But now if you know who you talking to, if you know who you worship and who you serve, and that's what you're satisfied with, then good for you. That's the choice that you made. But if you want to get into the gate of the promised land, I'm telling the name. I'm saying it constantly. Don't have no fear of it. But I have heard people say, oh no, I don't want to serve that one because he mean, he dreadful. But yet he's the kindness. He's the one that's allowing you to live your life. He is the one that's showing you mercy as you live your life and giving you time each and every day to repent to him. Because like it or not, either way it go, you're going to bow down. And if it's in a physical form, when you do it, you're going to bow down and you still might get kicked out. I'm not making none of this up. It was already written there before I was born. It was written there pretty much before we even came over here to this here country. Be what you are created to be. Cast off all them curses. And believe me, your life will be at ease. Understand the truth is, trials and tribulations is all that we will have. But understand this, when you see them white officers shooting black people, you get upset. It hurts you. But as long as you're doing what they doing and sitting at the devil's table, partying with them on their holidays, you giving them the power to do it. So really, are you getting mad at them or are you getting mad at yourself? And that's just a thought for your mind. But right now, this here is just an episode on the podcast. I'm going to always give you something to think about. That's what I'm here for. I will always share this knowledge that was bestowed on me to share with you. That is like a job that I have. I have to share. I'm not going to hold it in to myself, because if I hold it in to myself, I'll be a hypocrite. Just like them people that go to the church building carrying their Bibles. Got the Bible in the rear view mirror of their car, but they never open it up. They never read it. They don't even try to obey. They don't try to follow the instructions. And it ain't nothing hard about it. You have them holidays when they come around. Oh, you partying, you eat and this, here, and that. But read the set apart days that he have for us. And believe me, he don't give us just one day. He give us a whole week. And this is what he asks us to do. In that week, this is what he asks us to do on that day. What's so hard about it? You know, sometimes people say, oh, I ain't see you. You know, I have days that is set apart. That's why you don't see me. If you knew those days, you would know what it is. But most people, they don't want to know. So they don't ask. But they will ask something about some garbage. And sometimes I'll throw some garbage out there and just look at the response. I can put out there, I love you. Some people will reply, much love to those that do, and others don't. We are in a dying world. The world is dying and we see it. It's like the boat is sinking, we know it, but we still gonna party. Continue on partying, because I'm over here by this lifeboat right here and I already got it halfway down, because I ain't gonna be here when the ship sink all the way. I see it sinking now. This lifeboat is going down to the ground and I'm about to get on it. And while you're going that way, believe me, I'm pedaling that way. Because when this big old ship sink, I ain't trying to get sucked in. So that's where the division and separation come in, that I'm going this way. You're going that way. Believe me, straight to the point. Get right. Get right. If you don't, you don't. See me when you see me. If you don't, believe me, we all gonna see each other one day. And on Judgment Day, I pray you get in. 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 O Lucifer, how you have fallen, and you put it in your heart how you would like to be like the Most High. Isaiah 14, verse 14. You can read that. You see it for yourself. And to be like the Most High, you must have followers. You must have people that praise and worship you. And Lucifer, he do. A lot of people call them Satanists because they know who they serve. I remember years ago when they was bringing the statue to the city of Detroit. And on the news, they had people saying, oh no, we don't want this here and that. They hid the statue somewhere else. The news took place somewhere else where the commotion was at. They put it out there that there was a division. But if you know war, you don't have to read the book, The Art of War, to understand war. All you have to do is know if you want someone to worship or praise you, you can be this way and you can trick them that way. If you ever seen the movie, The Devil's Advocate, because at the end of that their movie, he let him go. But at the same time, he winked and gave a clue. He's still on my side. Now he's just worshiping me in ignorancy. That's why we are not to be ignorant into who we worship. A name do matter. It is written in the book. Well, I've done all these miracles and things in your name. And it is said, I know you not. I don't know you. I've cast out devils in your name. I don't know you. It is written there. All you have to do is read it. You done heard it. It done bypassed you. Well, I ain't gonna say bypassed. It done passed you. You done heard it. You know it. And if you have not, you hear it now. And you have the opportunity to read it for yourself, if you choose to. Me, I ask you to go read. I will ask you to go study. I will ask you, do you know who it is that you give praise and worship to? There is only one. And beside that one, you protect your nephesh. In other words, your soul. Most people will understand that word in terms. Like I say, I study, I search. I'd rather go back to the root, far as back as I can, to know what I'm doing. Because we must know what we are doing before an action is taken. You must have a reason why you're doing it. If there's not a reason, then what is the purpose? Understand that. Some of you will get it. Some of you won't. Some will get it later. But me, I hope you all do. I hope you all get it. I hope you see. Because a lot of people look, they go to funerals. That there is another lesson for you. That person is gone. Their nephesh is gone from that flesh. That flesh is there. But that person we once knew is not there no more. They gone. They taking that 7-day trip to see all what they can have or gonna have. What they miss or what they gonna get. Then they go to their resting place and be waited for the day of judgment. Now the rain, when he come himself, who's going to be there? You never know. You never know. But when it's all done and over with, we all going to get our reward. So understand, In Job chapter 1 and also Job chapter 2, all you have to do is look at the first 5, 6 verses, if that, straight to the point. The sons came before the throne, and even Satan was there. He's a son also. What happened? What happened? You understand? From the very beginning, when the man and the woman was removed from paradise, the garden, when they was removed, they was wrapped in flesh. There were no more what they was. But that is a symbol of what we are going to be. Understand this. If he was judged from the beginning, his job is to deceive you. Make everything plain and simple. Because if you make it complicated, then that is confusion. How can you think straight? How can you be on the straight and narrow if you got doubt? Don't doubt. Get rid of the doubt. Get rid of that. Don't worry about how a person will feel about what you believe. Don't worry about if a person believes or not. Do your part. Share the knowledge. If it's for them, they will have it. It is just like this here. People can smoke majority all their life and they will never get cancer. Then you have people that don't smoke, never smoke, none of their life, but they end up with cancer. If it is for you, it is for you. That's why he said, my children are called by my name. Those that are called by my name will come to me. So he created this world. Because remember, at the end of it all, there'll be a new heaven. There'll be a new earth. But this world system here, while they pumping all the oil out of the ground, take the oil out your car engine, watch it lock up. Now you got to buy a new engine. You understand me? This ain't a game. This is for real. This is seriously not a game. This here is your nephesh. You have to protect your nephesh. Keeping our body clean. That is what it means. Cleanliness is next to the Most High. That is your body. He gave us a diet. Do people go by it? No, they don't. Some people do. I, for one, I used to do certain things that was against that diet. But now I'm going by the diet. And I don't care what people think about me. I never did. I never cared what a person may say about me. I never did. Think what you want to think. But I know me. I know what I'm protecting. You can see my walk. I live mine. Say what you want to say. When I made my mind up, my mind was made up. If I chose to do something, if it was my past, if it was good or bad on however you want to look at it, I did it. I take credit for mine. Because what do I care? As long as the Most High Ehyeh see me and my record is being wrote down daily, just like everybody else's, you, and whoever else is listening. Each day, notes is being taken down on us. What did you do in that day? And I tell anybody, well, like a scale, a balancing scale. I don't want to be balanced this way. I don't want to be measured that way. I'm either going to be up or down. What is your choice? I'd rather be up. Meaning, I want to go up. Everything I do goes straight to the throne. I don't want to half step. I want to go all the way. Like a basketball player, they go out there and they play their hardest. Even though in this here day and age, moment in time, it's like some teams go out there like they getting paid to lose. Because how can you have these good players but lose the way you lose? You know, everything is a skit. What is they acting? But who care about that? The point is, don't nobody want to go to the underworld. Nobody want to go to hell. Nobody want to burn for an eternity. Nobody want to do that. So why not? If you tried everything else, why not try to walk? As a matter of fact, try is a weak word. Why don't you just do what the Creator asks His creation to do and make it? Because if you look at it as it's a game, yeah, it's a game. We all playing it. We are the pieces on the board. Who's going to move you? What side you want? Get the job done. If you're strong, because the kingdom ain't made for the weak, I would tell you that there. You have to have self-control. So if you don't have it, get it. If you don't know how to think straight, set yourself to the side, meditate, pray, do what it is that you need to do to get right. Think on it. Because a lot of times when trouble comes and you're there at that one spot and then you think about it, what do people normally do? Oh, now they want to be right. They don't want to do this no more. They don't want to do that no more. But then sometimes they'll go back to it. And a lot of times they don't. But it really don't matter what TV show, radio station, or whatever you look at, listen to. You will hear pretty much the same stories. The same stories over and over again. You keep listening to it, it'll hypnotize. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. Because majority of the world, and this here I know, from my vision, from me seeing, majority of the world is followers. There's only a certain percentage of people that are leaders. Think on it. You don't have to. You can see it, you know it already. We all growing. And at a young age, you can get this knowledge and you can grow and you will be strong. You can ignore this knowledge and you can grow up and you will be weak. Don't let people peer pressure you. We live in a time and days, bullying. Well, don't get bullied. Sometimes them bullies made weak people strong. If you think I'm telling you something wrong, just look at it. Look at it. Observe it. Look at a story that's already out there. Look at it. It is what it is. There's a lot of people go-getters. Ain't nothing gonna stop them from getting what it is that they want. At the end of it, if that's what they wanted $1 million. They got that $1 million because they had to drive to do it. I want to get into the gate. I want to be protected. I want to be safe. I want to be eternally good. I don't want to be eternally damnation. Who want that? Don't none of us want it. But there are some people who say, I'd rather go to hell. Or I'm already in hell. People say it. But do they really mean that? Do they? The things that come out of our mouth convicts us also. We all know this. We all know it. I know this. You know this. Somebody over there may not know it, but who's to say? But understand this here. Life is a test. And the teacher gave us the answers already. The only way you can fail if you're really that dumb. Life is worship. The test is culture living. And the teacher is the creator of all creation. Now I'm going to give you 3 books, chapter and verses. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 through 20. Read it. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 58 through 61. Read it. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3 through 5. Read it. Learn. And we can grow. And we can grow. And we can grow. And we can grow. And we can grow.